The story of human evolution is often told as a march toward progress, stone tools to cities, hunting bands to great civilizations. But when we peel back the layers of archaeology, a darker truth emerges. Survival was never gentle. It was forged in violence, sharpened by fear, and carried forward by those who fought hardest to live. From the cannibalized bones of Neanderthals to the massacre sites of ancient hunter-gatherers, evidence suggests that aggression was not an exception, but a rule. Our very biology reflects it. Hormones and neural circuits fine-tuned for fight or flight, instincts shaped by millennia of struggle. And yet, alongside this violence, grew the seeds of compassion, cooperation, and creativity. We are both destroyers and dreamers, killers and builders. So, were we engineered to be violent? If we speak of natural selection, the answer is yes. Violence was one of nature's tools, carving us into survivors. But if we ask whether something else, some unknown hand designed us this way, the answer is far less certain. The myths of gods and ancient beings suggest it. Science, for now, only hints at it. What we know is that violence is not an accident of our past. It is a legacy written into our story. And this is where the real mystery lies. If violence helped us conquer the Ice Age, wipe out rivals, and build empires, why does it still haunt us today when survival no longer demands it? Why do wars still scar our world when we have enough knowledge and technology to thrive in peace? Perhaps the truth is that evolution gave us both impulses, the instinct to destroy and the capacity to rise above it. The choice, as always, belongs to us. Think about it. Our ancestors survived glaciers, predators, and famine. Their lessons live in us, but so does their darkness. The question now is not what they were, but what we will become. Will we remain captives of ancient instincts, destined to repeat the cycle of violence until we fall? Or will we learn to rewrite the story, choosing cooperation over conflict, creation over destruction? In the end, the dark side of human evolution is not just about bones and fossils. It's about the reflection we see in the mirror. It's about the wars we fight, the anger we harbor, the choices we make every day. Archaeology shows us where we began. The future will show us whether we have the courage to evolve beyond it. So, I leave you with a question. Are we truly masters of our destiny, or are we still prisoners of the violence written into our past? If you found this journey thought-provoking, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice is part of this exploration. Together, we uncover not only the mysteries of prehistoric humans, but also the mysteries within ourselves. And this is just one chapter. Join us in the next journey as we dive even deeper into the secrets of archaeology, evolution, and the lost civilizations that shaped our world. Because the story of humanity is far from over. It is still being written by us.
To understand the wisdom of the Atlantean priests, we must first recognize that Atlantis itself is not just a place lost beneath the ocean. It is a symbol, a memory encoded in the spiritual DNA of humanity. Plato, in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, was the first to give the West a detailed description of Atlantis. He described it as a great empire, rich in resources, advanced in science, and guided by laws that were said to originate from divine beings. Yet, beneath its splendor, corruption crept in, leading to its downfall. But Plato was not speaking in isolation. Across traditions, echoes of Atlantis can be found. In ancient Egypt, the priests spoke of Zep Tepi, the first time, when gods and enlightened beings walked among humanity. In Hindu texts, there is mention of cycles of ages, yugas, where civilizations rise and fall, some possessing divine wisdom beyond our comprehension. The Mayans, too, remembered great floods in civilizations that disappeared, yet left behind sacred calendars and knowledge of cosmic cycles. The Atlantean priests, according to esoteric traditions, were initiates of the mystery schools. They preserved knowledge not in books, but in symbols, rituals, and oral transmissions. Their role was not to dominate, but to harmonize. Their understanding of the universe was that everything is vibration, everything is frequency. To them, creation itself was a symphony of sound and light. They taught that the human being is a microcosm of the cosmos, carrying within the same divine geometry, the same patterns of stars and atoms. When Atlantis fell, whether through cataclysm, moral decay, or a combination of both, their knowledge was scattered. Survivors, according to esoteric accounts, journeyed to Egypt, Sumer, and the Andes, planting seeds of wisdom that later blossomed into temples, pyramids, and sacred sites aligned with the stars. This is why so many ancient monuments reflect advanced astronomical precision. They were remnants of Atlantean science, preserved in stone. Philosophically, the priests saw the fall of Atlantis not as an end, but as part of a cosmic rhythm. Just as the tides rise and fall, so too do civilizations. Knowledge is never truly lost. It simply waits for the right moment to be rediscovered. Theirs was a worldview where cycles of destruction always concealed seeds of renewal. And so, the forgotten wisdom of the Atlantean priests did not vanish. It hid in plain sight, in the hermetic teachings of Thoth, in the chants of Vedic sages, in the geometric patterns of Mayan temples, and even in the subconscious pull we feel when gazing at the stars. It is as though the memory of Atlantis is an ancient dream humanity cannot quite forget, urging us to awaken once again to what we once were. The wisdom of the Atlantean priests was not merely intellectual, it was experiential. They did not simply study the universe, they became it. Their teachings revolved around several core principles, fragments of which still survive in the world's mystery traditions today. Let us begin with the first three: the science of vibration, the law of correspondence, and the art of light and sound. 1. The science of vibration. The priests understood what modern quantum physics is only beginning to rediscover, that everything in existence is vibration. To them, the cosmos was like a vast ocean of frequencies, each form of matter, thought, or soul existing as a particular pattern of oscillation. To change reality was not a matter of force, but of tuning, like adjusting the strings of a great instrument. Imagine a harp, each string representing an aspect of your being: the body, the emotions, the mind, and the soul. If one string falls out of tune, disharmony ripples through the entire melody of life. The priests were masters of retuning these strings through sacred chants, geometric patterns, and rituals designed to restore resonance between the individual and the cosmos. Healing, for them, was not just about the body, it was about restoring harmony with the universal symphony. 2. The law of correspondence. The famous Hermetic axiom, "as above, so below, as within, so without," is a direct echo of Atlantean wisdom. The priests taught that the human being is a mirror of the universe. Just as galaxies spiral in the heavens, so too does DNA spiral within the body. Just as the sun radiates energy outward, so too does the heart radiate an invisible field of influence. They believed that by studying the stars, one could learn about the self, and by studying the self, one could learn about the stars. The temple was a model of the cosmos. The body was a living temple. This principle allowed them to bridge the gap between the infinite and the finite, making the mysteries of the universe accessible through personal experience. 3. The art of light and sound. The Atlantean priests viewed light and sound not as separate phenomena, but as twin expressions of divine energy. Sound was the movement of light slowed down, and light was the higher octave of sound. Through chants, toning, and vibrational instruments, such as crystal harmonics or resonant metals, they could shift states of consciousness, open portals of awareness, and even alter physical matter. Legends say they could levitate stones, move objects, and construct monuments of impossible scale by using sound frequencies in resonance with Earth's natural vibrations. But beyond physical feats, their true mastery lay in using sound and light to transform consciousness. A single chant could elevate the mind into higher states, while specific geometric light patterns could unlock dormant capacities of the soul. In this first part of their wisdom, we see a worldview where the cosmos is not dead matter, but living vibration, where the human being is not separate from the universe, but its reflection, and where sound and light are sacred tools for transformation. The forgotten knowledge of the Atlantean priests was not about worshiping external gods, but about learning to resonate with the divine energy that flows through all things. And this was only the beginning, for in the deeper layers of their teachings lay even greater mysteries, secrets of consciousness, memory, time, and the eternal soul. If the first principles of vibration, correspondence, and sound opened the door to cosmic harmony, then the deeper teachings of the Atlantean priests carried us into the very mysteries of existence itself. These were truths about the soul, the cycles of time, and the hidden powers of memory and consciousness. The mystery of the soul and reincarnation. The Atlantean priests taught that the soul is not born once, it journeys through countless lifetimes, weaving experiences like a tapestry of learning. To them, the soul was a spark of the divine flame, temporarily inhabiting bodies in order to evolve, to refine itself, and to remember its true origin. They viewed human life not as a punishment, but as a classroom of the cosmos. Each incarnation was a lesson, each challenge an initiation. Death was not an end, but a doorway, a return to the great ocean of consciousness from which we came. The priests kept records, not on parchment, but in the Akashic field, the great memory of the universe, where every thought, word, and action is preserved. They trained initiates to access this memory, to read the soul's past, and to glimpse its future. The cycles of time. Atlantis, they said, did not fall by chance. It was part of a grand cosmic cycle. The priests understood what we might call the Great Year, a vast cycle in which the earth moves through different ages of light and darkness, of awakening and forgetfulness. Just as the moon waxes and wanes and seasons rise and fall, so too does human consciousness ebb and flow across millennia. Civilizations rise to great heights when humanity is aligned with cosmic truth, but they inevitably decline when greed, materialism, and ego overshadow wisdom. The fall of Atlantis was not unique, it was part of this rhythm. But the priests also believed that with every fall comes the seed of renewal, and that even in our own time we stand once again at the threshold of awakening. The power of memory and inner awakening. One of the most guarded teachings of the Atlantean priests was that human beings carry within them the memory of Atlantis itself. Buried in the subconscious, hidden beneath layers of cultural conditioning, lies a spark of remembrance. They believed that true initiation was not about learning new things, but about remembering what the soul already knows. Have you ever felt a strange familiarity with sacred geometry, ancient temples, or mystical symbols, as though you've known them before? The priests would say this is not coincidence. It is the memory of Atlantis stirring within you. To them, awakening was not adding knowledge, but removing the veils that obscure it. The secret of unity consciousness. Perhaps the deepest teaching of all was the understanding that separation is an illusion. The priests saw that all life, Human, animal, plant, even the stars themselves were threads of one vast consciousness. To harm another was to harm oneself. To awaken love and harmony within was to heal the world outside. They taught initiates to expand awareness beyond the individual mind, to merge with what they called the One Mind, a state where intuition, telepathy, and direct communion with the cosmos became natural. In this unity, there was no fear of death, no hunger for power, no sense of loss, only the infinite dance of creation unfolding. These were the deeper mysteries of the Atlantean priests, the journey of the soul through lifetimes, the cycles of ages that govern civilizations, the hidden memory of our divine origin, and the unity of all consciousness. It is said that when Atlantis fell, this knowledge was scattered into fragments, hidden in Egyptian hieroglyphs, in the Vedas of India, in the glyphs of the Maya, and in the secret orders of mystics and sages. To piece it together is to reclaim a treasure buried not in the ocean, but within ourselves. And now the question arises, how can we apply this wisdom today? How can we turn ancient remembrance into practical steps for spiritual awakening? The wisdom of the Atlantean priests was not meant to remain locked away in temples or guarded by initiates. It was practical, alive, and designed to help human beings awaken to their highest potential. To honor their legacy, we must ask, how can we apply their teachings here and now in our daily lives? Let us explore their principles in practice, through methods of vibration, consciousness, and remembrance. 1. Working with vibration, harmonizing your inner frequency. The priests taught that all life is vibration, and harmony begins within. Today, you can align yourself with this truth through simple practices. Mantra and sound work. Choose a sound, a sacred syllable such as Aum, and chant it daily. The vibration clears stagnant energy and attunes your mind to higher frequencies. Breath resonance. Practice deep rhythmic breathing while focusing on your heartbeat. Imagine your breath syncing with the rhythm of the earth itself. Energy awareness. Pay attention to environments, music, and even words. Ask yourself, does this raise my frequency or lower it? Slowly, you will develop the ability to choose vibration consciously. 2. Applying the law of correspondence, seeing the universe within. As above, so below. As within, so without. To apply this law, you must learn to see the microcosm in the macrocosm. Meditation on the body as a temple. Imagine each organ, each cell, as a sacred chamber reflecting cosmic order. The heart becomes your sun, your breath becomes the tides, your mind becomes the stars. Star alignment rituals. Spend time under the night sky. Instead of seeing distant points of light, feel them as mirrors of your inner state. Journal your emotions when you gaze at certain constellations. You will find patterns that echo your own life journey. 3. Working with light and sound, unlocking hidden states of mind. The Atlantean priests used chants and frequencies not only to heal, but to shift states of consciousness. You can do this too. Crystal toning. Hold a crystal or even a simple glass of water. Hum a tone into it and drink afterwards, visualizing the vibration entering your body. Sacred music practice. Listen intentionally to high-frequency sounds, flutes, gongs, or even modern binaural beats, and notice how your awareness changes. Visualization of light. During meditation, imagine a golden light radiating from your chest. Expand it until it surrounds you. This harmonizes your energy field and restores inner balance. 4. Remembering the soul's journey. To the Atlantean priests, the most powerful act was not acquiring new knowledge, but remembering what the soul already knows. You can invite this remembrance. Dream journaling. Each morning, record your dreams. Over time, you may notice symbols, temples, or even scenes that feel older than this lifetime. These are whispers of your deeper memory. Past life meditation. In stillness, ask yourself, what part of me has lived before? Allow images, feelings, or flashes to surface without judgment. Even if symbolic, they can guide your present growth. Awareness of cycles. Notice the repeating patterns in your life, relationships, challenges, fears. Each pattern is a karmic cycle, echoing the Atlantean teaching that time itself moves in spirals, not straight lines. 5. Awakening unity consciousness. The greatest Atlantean practice was remembering that all separation is illusion. To cultivate unity consciousness. Compassion practice. Each day, pause and silently bless someone, even a stranger. This dissolves the illusion of self and other. Nature communion. Sit with a tree, a river, or the stars. Instead of observing them, become them. Feel their perspective as your own. Shared breath. When speaking with someone, consciously sync your breathing with theirs for a few moments. You may feel their energy as if it were your own. Overcoming challenges. Of course, modern life presents obstacles: stress, distraction, skepticism. The Atlantean wisdom suggests consistency over intensity. Small, daily rituals are more powerful than rare, grand efforts. Simplicity is sacred. Even a candle lit with awareness can open a gateway to remembrance. Trust the process. You are not learning something foreign, you are remembering. The more you trust, the more the memory awakens. In applying these practices, you are not just honoring a lost civilization, you are reactivating an ancient current of wisdom that still flows through your own being. The priests of Atlantis believed that their knowledge was not bound to stone temples or scrolls, but encoded in the human spirit itself. To practice is to uncover what has always been there. And as you begin to live in harmony with vibration, correspond with the cosmos, awaken through sound and light, remember your soul's journey, and embrace unity, you step closer to becoming what the Atlantean initiates called a living temple of the divine. The story of Atlantis has often been dismissed as myth, yet within its echoes lies a profound teaching. Humanity once walked with wisdom far beyond what we can imagine today. The priests of Atlantis were not legends, but archetypes of what it means to live in harmony with cosmic truth. They held the keys to vibration, light, sound, memory, and unity. And though their civilization fell, their wisdom has never been fully lost. It waits, hidden in the symbols of sacred geometry, in the whispers of ancient temples, and most importantly, within your own soul. The great tragedy of Atlantis was not merely the cataclysm that swallowed its cities, but the forgetting that followed. Humanity drifted into an age of shadows, mistaking material progress for true advancement, while the inner light grew dim. Yet the priests foresaw this. They knew that the cycles of time would one day turn again, and that a new awakening would come. A time when the children of Atlantis would remember who they are. That time is now. Look around. The hunger for truth, the fascination with ancient mysteries, the stirring within so many hearts. These are signs that the Atlantean flame is flickering back to life, and the responsibility is ours. We are the inheritors of a forgotten legacy, and whether it remains buried or blossoms anew depends on the choices we make. Remember this: every act of awareness, every vibration of compassion, every moment of unity you create is not small. It is a stone placed back upon the temple of humanity's spirit. You are not separate from Atlantis. You carry it within you. When you chant, meditate, dream, or awaken kindness in yourself and others, you are continuing the very work the priests began thousands of years ago. So, let this not just be another story of the past. Let it be a call to remember, to awaken, to embody once again the wisdom that was never truly lost. Atlantis is not under the ocean. It is within your heart. And now I leave you with a question, one the Atlantean priests would have asked their initiates. Will you continue to live as though you are separate, or will you choose to remember that you are the cosmos itself, dreaming in human form? Your choice is now, and with that choice begins the rebirth of Atlantis through you.